cutting free.
Yeah.
So I know it's kind of, I'm the basketball person in our group.
Yeah.
But I've been kind of following what's been going on with this Damian Lillard trade.
I heard about that.
Because it's interesting to me because, one, I think he's a great player. Super good. He's been a super loyal player. He's been there for 11 years. He's made it very vocal about how much he loves Portland. But how he has just been frustrated with the fact that, one, they're not bringing in big names. It just feels like he can't get any help. And I think for him, probably the last straw was this year when it was time for Portland. They had the number 3 trade, and they picked Scoot Henderson, who is a super good player out of college. But, he plays a lot the same way Dame plays. So pretty much a couple days after that happened, after they drafted him, Damian Lillard filed his request to be traded because he was like, I'm done. You're bringing this person in who's essentially doing the same thing I do. Mm-hmm. You're not building talent around me to help us go forward. It's like you're trying to rebuild.
It's not our fault they couldn't get Wemby.
Dude, I don't even. Yeah, they were almost there. Dude, but not. Thank goodness the picks went our way. Anyways, so at that point he comes forward, someone who's been loyal for 11 years, and he goes, okay, I want to look for somewhere else. And, a bunch of different teams were kind of going back and forth. And it looked like the number 1 team that was kind of pulling ahead of everybody was Miami. Mm-hmm. Because Miami had Tyler Hero that they were willing to trade with. And I'm sure that they were, going to give away some stuff. But, they still had Jimmy Butler, still had Adebayo. They still have a lot of people on their team that are core members. Okay. So, I'm sure they're like this.
Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry, he's an NBA champion.
Yeah. True,
but he's a fat little thing. Dude, every time I see him just pulling up from a little, he's like, dude, he's got like little 6-inch vert.
That cream ale almost creamed out of my nose, dude.
Oh my Lord.
No, but obviously by default, I am a Milwaukee Bucks fan.
Yuck.
Right? I know. I'm
blessed.
I am a San Antonio Spurs fan.
Amen.
That's right.
Because that's what I choose, and that's
because
who I'm loyal to, and
that's the hometown.
That's the hometown.
All my life.
You.
But by default, a part of me is like, nice. That's cool for Giannis, right? Mm-hmm. I'm sure Giannis is fucking happy about seeing him come onto the team.
Well, yeah, and the thing is Giannis was kind of making kind of statements and stuff throughout the early offseason about like, hey, like I need to get some help around me.
Yeah.
Or maybe I got to go somewhere. And, he already brought a championship to Milwaukee.
Yeah, I think he has, 2 years left on his deal or something like that. Yeah. And he was kind of like, if y'all don't bring me some help, like, I might bounce.
Yeah.
But so with the whole way everything worked out was Damian Lillard goes from Portland to Milwaukee. Unfortunately, Milwaukee is going to get Drew Holiday, which sucks because he was super, super loyal about like, dude, I love Milwaukee. I want to be a Buck forever. I never want to go anywhere else. And it's like,
and he just got traded today.
Yeah.
I think today to Boston. He went to Portland, but he didn't want to play for Portland. So then they traded him to Boston.
Dang.
Yeah.
Let's get his ass out. It's just like, I got to be in something green.
Yeah.
But, and there were some picks involved, and it was a 3-way trade because Phoenix got involved. Phoenix gave up DeAndre Ayton, but they were able to get some other players as well. I think Grayson Allen was sent to Phoenix. Keon Johnson.
Grayson Allen.
But
Mr. Foul, Mr. Tech Foul. Dude.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where as I was reading about it, it's like, I love basketball, so I want it to be competitive all around.
Yeah.
And
I feel like Damian is I think he's gonna like the city of Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee is such a old historic town that he's gonna fucking love it, dude. There's the nice parts, there's the shitty parts, but obviously he's gonna be living in the nice parts. Yeah. But
I mean I don't know too much about that. I know that he'll love having Giannis because now in Portland, he was the man, and there was kind of no one else. I mean, they had C.J. McCollum for a while, right? But it was like there was no one else really around him that could take the pressure off of him, take the weight off his shoulders. Now, I mean, we all know Giannis is the man in Milwaukee, so Dame doesn't have to do everything. Like, Dame time doesn't have to be all the time. You know what I'm saying? But the interesting thing, too, is like, he said, like, when he requested his trade, right? He said, I want to go to Miami. That's it. The only team I want to go to is Miami. And then they're like, I don't know if we can get to Miami. Numbers might not be working out. And I guess like a day or two before they traded him to Milwaukee, he was like, hey, if y'all can't trade me to Miami, like it just doesn't work out, then I want to rescind my request to be traded. And Portland was like,
absolutely not.
That's not the way it works. Like we can't. We're already like relationships broken. And I'm thinking, like, you can't do that like that, and that's just not. I understand, but that's also at the same time, I just don't think it's good for sports. Yeah. Like if a player has that much like power, like I get it, like these stars bring in the money to organizations, right? Like Dame Lillard is the only reason Portland Trailblazers are relevant. So it's like
that, and if you are into tons of mushrooms
and like pink hair and stuff,
yeah, or just like actively ODing in the streets,
yeah. But
I'm happy he's going to get away from that,
right?
Yeah, it's like
right, but it's like like you can't just have all these players, because if he requested Miami or nothing, and then either got Miami or didn't get Miami and said like, okay, then I'll just rescind and stay, then it's like that sets a precedent for other players, for them to be like, hey, listen, I want to be traded specifically to this one team. If you can't work it out, I'll stay with you. But I'm going to cause a fit until you all get me to this specific team. And that's just not good for basketball.
Well, and it makes the other teams have to restructure their shit.
Right.
So it's like one of the ways that Miami got screwed in this whole deal was, again, they made it very, very clear from the jump, I want to go to Miami. I'm sure it's like, I want to play with Jimmy. Why not? Dude, he's great. But
they did make the finals, right?
So, yeah, they made it to the finals, and they were able to have a lot of good players help them get there. Two of them being Gabe Vincent and Max Strus, who were not starters, who were put into starting positions during the finals. Well, guess what? When all this bullshit went down during the summer, they were free agents, and Miami is fully ready that, hey, we're going to get Dame. We need the cap space. I can't sign these people who were just players who you moved up to a starting position that were backup players and helped you almost contend for a championship. So they didn't sign them. Free agents, they left, went somewhere else. And they don't get Dame either.
Yeah. So now
they lose two homegrown starters, and they're not going to get Dame. Yeah. And they were fully ready to trade Tyler Hero throughout all this. So it's like now all of a sudden this guy's going to be like, okay, where's the loyalty?
Yeah.
How do you want me to go out here and bust my ass? Like, you were about to trade me like this.
Yeah. And we know, like, in the NBA, depth is very important, right? Like, the teams that go far and the teams that typically win championships are the teams that have good depth pieces. They have that sixth man off the bench, right? Oh, yeah. If you don't have the depth, you're not going to make it that far. And they obviously had to give up some of that depth piece, the like, very for sure locked-in depth, because they wanted to clear up cap space.
Yeah, and they get screwed for it. So that's why it was like, I saw some videos of Jimmy Butler that were like coming out where he was like, y'all need to check on these dudes for tampering, because he was like, we just lost two players and we almost got rid of Tyler Hero, and now they're like, nah, you guys are good after these guys already leave. I mean, I'm sure that Portland wasn't going to send him anywhere in the West, because why are you going to make your own conference an issue? That's true. So whether he goes to Miami or he went to Milwaukee, it didn't really matter. It was they were both in the East. Yeah. So I don't know. It's interesting. I like Dame. I've been lucky enough that I was able to get on two different occasions. I got tickets to go see a Trailblazers game, where it was like on a Tuesday or Wednesday or something. Yeah. Our Spurs were terrible, so we're not doing very well. So we were able to like get some good seats, and I saw him and I was like, this motherfucker can play, dude. He's fast. And again, kind of like Nick was saying, it's like he's got to be the man all the time, because there's no one else that they run the offense through.
Exactly. And go ahead. No,
I was just saying, it's like when he's off the court, it's like it's just so much harder for them to generate energy, electric play, stuff that pulls in the crowd and gets the rest of the team going because they just don't have those kind of caliber players, but he's going to have it with Giannis.
Exactly. Yeah, that's another thing I'm excited to see is kind of how they mesh and how they work as a team to fucking get the job done. Yeah. I don't know. They're both
but
fucking...
you know, I mean, Giannis only, like I said, he only has 2 years left, right?
Yeah.
He's already expressed a possible desire to maybe test out free agency, right? So, they'll give it 2 years. I mean, you have 2 years to figure out if Dame's going to work with Giannis because you got two superstars, right? And bringing superstars together is always like a fantastic thing because you're like, hell yeah, like we got these two, all-star Hall of Fame caliber players together on one team. Let's see how this works. But you just don't know how it's work. I mean, look at the Lakers, okay?
Yeah.
Listen.
It's like,
First of all,
they look like an all-star team that can't win.
Yeah.
let me wind it up. Fuck the Lakers, okay? Sorry, not sorry, okay? Just because, they're L.A., so gross.
It's the Lord
But-
Xavier LeBron over here. Dude.
Yeah. No, but it's like, they get LeBron and AD together. It only worked out in the bubble, okay? I mean, that doesn't count.
That's
so
it.
the bubble don't count.
It's an asterisk.
Yeah. But, it's like sometimes you get these players together and you think it's going to be great, and it just doesn't work out. So I'm interested to see how it's going to work out between Giannis and Dame, How's the offense going to look? How's the defense going to look? And I'm hoping in 2 years, Giannis is like, listen, it didn't really work out. We didn't really do what we wanted to do. I don't really want to stay. Comes to San Antonio.
Comes the fucking Spurs, baby.
let's
Go
go
Spurs,
Spurs.
go.
Let's
And
go.
we're gonna have
Giannis.
We're gonna have Wemby. We're gonna bring back
I
Twin
mean,
Towers.
dude,
Boy.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
Giannis and Wemby together in 2 to 3 years.
Dude, you imagine if you
Calling
had
it
two
now.
people that size on the same team?
Dude,
that's
listen,
just like
I-
casually standing
Okay.
Fucking
out.
game over, dude.
Listen, I went when I went with Tyler to his bachelor party in Denver in March. We went to a basketball game, a Nuggets game. We saw the Nuggets play the Bucks, and to see Jokic and freaking Giannis on the same court, just doing what they do.
Hell yeah.
I was like, God damn,
people
these,
are so
these dudes are just huge, and like Giannis is he's so athletic with his size. It's just like it blows your mind. And then Jokic is he's just a big, just like brute beast in there. And he it's not pretty, but god dang it, he gets the job done.
Friggin' that go puts it in the bucket. Good to go.
Yeah, it's
2 points. 2 points. Don't matter
a
how you
sight
get
to
them.
see. A sight to see, boys.
It's wild, but you know what, man? They're awesome. So I hope them the best. I think the thing I'm excited for is I want to see that very first alley-oop between Dame and Giannis when they get that first.
Damn.
Oh,
And
and
then
the
hopefully-
season. The season starts soon, right? Like in a couple
Very
weeks.
soon.
So
Very soon.
we're gonna have to cover our picks
Hell
for
yeah.
the East, the West, and the championship.
Well,
Dude, let's go, man.
you already know who I got, baby.
Chicago Bulls.